Ransom and Tweet, which was his brother and all of them, Pat, all of them, they were the ones that had all the money back in the late 80s or the 90s or the mid 80s. But they all home now, which is a good thing. But it took a lot of their time out.
Yeah, that's crazy, Doc. Reggie, I'm looking at the chat room. They say you always give the best interviews about Death Row, and you're funny. They say they like that. Okay, I'm one of my boys. They say you're looking good.
Appreciate that respect.
You did you had COVID or something for a while, man?
Man, I got it. I had it bad, bro. I caught it in 2020. I had to go do a little time after me and you did that interview because I got caught up with the marijuana thing, right? And so I was in the halfway house, and I kept telling them because y'all was out here, we was laying there watching CNN and watching the count and all of that, so they had us spooked in there, right? So I didn't want to come home. I was scared of everybody anyway. They kept telling me, "Oh man, you go to the halfway house, you're gonna be all right." Sure enough, I go there not even a month, and I'll catch COVID, right? And this before the vaccines and the vaccination and all that. I'm a big proponent of getting vaccinated. I know some of y'all not. I'm not saying you guys because I don't know, but man, I try to preach that to people. Take the chance. Y'all say we don't know what's in there. Y'all don't know what's in the mumps. Y'all don't know what's in fucking polio shots. I've been walking around with my kids all their lives, right? We don't know what's in no vaccines. But I ain't gonna get in there. I ain't gonna preach about that.
Amen.
But I wasn't vaccinated, and I caught COVID in 2020. Lonzo, I was on the ventilator for almost 2 months, which most people didn't make it off the ventilator. And so that's why I say God sitting right here on my angel, so I'm good. I mean, I done lost my limbs for temporarily, but a year and a half ago, I couldn't talk. I woke up, I couldn't talk, and I woke up and I couldn't move from the neck down, dog. From the neck down. But now I'm moving my arm, and it was just from COVID. Only problem I ever had in life, I don't have no high blood pressure, no diabetes, nothing. The only thing I had in my life and always had and always been was a fat boy.
Okay.
And even when I was I go up and down with that. But when I caught COVID, I was a fat boy. Because I was in the prison. Because anything you know about anybody that wants just a little bit of fair time, if you got a little bit of money and you cool with people, you're going to eat good in the feds. And a nigga ain't good in the feds.
How long was you in there?
I only did 13 months. I did 13 months on an 18-month thing. And had to pay them $250,000. But I'm officially a free man now, all probation and everything. Got my father card up in it a little bit because I used his name on some checking accounts and had some money put in some accounts. Got him caught up, but I got him off that. Gave him $250,000 and 18 months and 2 years of probation and a lot of embarrassment.
You gotta do what you gotta do, Doc. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
How was it? When you
now they want to make weed legal now.
They should give you $250,000 back. Quick question, Doc. When you ran, how long did you run Death Row?
Okay, as you know, a little bit. I was with him from '94, mid '94.
Okay.
But I was always with you. Once I retired from the police department, I was with that nigga probably 75% of his life from '94 till he got incarcerated. He went to jail in October of '96 is when they put him in. He got violated on the 27th of 97. Mid '97, I started being in charge because by then he wasn't trusting David Kenner anymore. He wasn't, him and his brother-in-law, of course, had kind of fell out. And, so he had Michel'le as his trusty guardian to sign stuff and do stuff. And Reggie was running and dealing with everything until he came home in 2002. Okay. He came home actually in 2001, but I gave up the ranks in 2002, January, February, because, man, that nigga came home in August of 2001, and he was back being shoved. And I was like, dog, man, I just went through I thought was the worst 5 years of my life, which at that time was the worst 5 years of my life, of, feds knocking on the door, being accused of having something to do with the murder of Biggie Small, Tupac and all of that. And so I was like, man, I can't come home. And you coming home, and I had white folks working up there trying to do good. We were still on Dre and Snoop head talking shit. But other than that, we had a decent, a style, finally an order. That nigga came home and fired all the white folks and brought back all the gangbangers. And I was like, all right, I got to go. So that's when I had brought two boys named the Relatives, this group called the Relatives, and B. Brazy and all of them. And I had them. And I said, you know what? These white folks knocking on my door. And I went and went and president job over at American Music. And with my boy David Mystery, this dude that had Breakaway, and then he turned that company and called it American Music. Okay. So I was over there for about 2 years. And guess who get violated again? Suge Knight.
Yeah.
All the white folks was like, say, now he got major tax problems. We ain't dealing with none of no knuckleheads over there. Where Reggie at? Real Reggie at? So I get a phone call. Reg, come on, man. I need you to come help me, save me. But now I got a lot invested in him. I got automobiles over there all in my name. I got the building on Wilshire in my name and all that. So I need this nigga to continue to make some money.
Right. You damn sure do.
I go back. So I go back, help him out there. But I'm like smart. I'm like, as soon as that nigga walked out of the door, that day I called Michael Koch. Said, Michael, I can't do it. I'm not going to be dealing with this nigga. I can't do it. Michael Koch said, you come work for me. I worked for Koch, to be honest, all the way from that point all the way until I got fired when I caught my case in about 2018. And that's really just because Hallsboro bought over the toy company, bought over. And Michael Koch was gone, and all the people that loved me was gone.
Okay.
And so
interesting.
And I've been running my mouth on YouTube ever since.
You have your own channel too, right?
It's not my channel. It's a guy that actually a young kid. Well, I call everybody a young kid, but it's a dude named John Highland from Bomb First. Okay. I actually gave him his first break. He was one of those young little geeks that knew how to build websites and stuff like that in like 98, 99. And you remember that's when websites was being big. Everybody said these youngsters don't know about print ads and magazines. That used to be the only way we got our information. That and 7 o'clock news and 11 o'clock news and or the newspaper, the LA Times, or magazines.
Right.
But I don't know. Those things are obsolete now. But anyway, he knew how to do websites and stuff like that. So we got into it, caught up with the time, hired him, and he and I have been tight ever since. And he do all. That's why he do all my things.
Dusty,
thank you. Thank you for saying that, Dusty.